let us focus to the next few things. We already seen in a string that in a string, a letter can be represented by two things. One, by its letter itself. I can say D, P, H, O, S, P, R, O, G, whatever it is. And other way to represent is by their index, correct? A string can be represented by index also. So now, in the earlier for loop, what we seen is that iteration of letters. So in a string, we do have a lot of letters. It travels to each and every letter. Now, at cases, there are times where I may have to do the iteration on the index basis, or I want to do some manipulation through index. For example, my client will be telling, Mohan, you just go to the string and pick me every even number index. So now basically what I supposed to do at first, I should find out the mechanism to find the index number. Okay, simple. While you're doing the for loop, you just put this function before the input, enumerate. So what is basically enumerate? Enumerate is one function where it is going to give the data along with the indexes. So as I run the code, you can see the same output, but the only beauty here is that this return the data along with this corresponding index. That means P belongs to 0th index, Y belongs to first index, T belongs to second index, so to the rest of the character. As you can see at the index 6, what it is representing? Space. So space also carries one index position. So basically, whenever you want to do the normal manipulation through for loop, you can use the string as it is. I have did in line number 3 and 6. If at all, whenever we want to do the manipulation based upon the index, it is better that you should use enumerate. Okay, right. All right. There is another common things that I always see in interviews that they'll ask you this one. What is the length of the string? What you people will do? You will do this statement. Sir, just by executing length of this particular string, or just by using this inbuilt function called string, I can execute my statement. This will be the usual answer that everybody will be giving, including me. Okay, then they'll give you another scenario. Without using a length, how can you find the condition? Okay, for that, what you have to do is that always before starting any for loop, declare some counter data. Counter is equal to 0. So counter is not a default word. It can be B also. Say, let me keep my own name so that you'll understand. Sometimes people got confused when I write some name, they think that that is a Python related name. Not at all. So my counter is name that I have written. So what I'm basically given, or what I basically done, I have added a 0. So I initialized the specific variable with the number 0. So what I'm basically going to do, I'm going to check the condition. Okay, I'm going to check the condition. What condition I'm going to check? What condition I'm going to check? The total length of it, right? So what you have to do is that every time the for loop runs, you can do this increment equal to my counter plus 1. Okay, this is fine. The same code can also be written with the shorter notes. I always tell, right, it's better that you should always learn the shorter way of writing. Both are same. Line number 54 and line number 55 are same. 55 is little optimized code. So what people will do usually, as soon as they are done with the my counter, they will print this. Look at this, where my print is happening inside a for loop. So what is the stupidity that I'm doing here? When I keep a print statement within a for loop, that print will get printed for each iteration. So look at this. But that is not the case what I wanted. I want the total length, right? So what you have to do? You make sure that you print the my counter outside the loop. You might be feeling, sir, this is the common thing why you're taking this much time to explain. I tell you guys, this is where I see, right, 40% of the people fail. When I ask them to print, they will print it inside the for loop. You can do it, guys. You can correct when you have a laptop. Imagine going for an interview and they give you a simple scenario to work on or to write it in a paper. When you write this scenario such way, right, inside a for loop, what happened? You're giving them the bad impression. I know that you have the capacity. I know that you have the caliber. but the interviewer who's sitting for a single 1 hour in front of you, right? They may not judge you. So make sure that when you write a code, it should be crystal clear code. You should not do code like elementary school students. Okay. So now when I run, there you see it says 27 is the total length, including the spaces in between the string. That's how the length works without a length function, and that can be achieved using for loop. Good. Now, as I was walking through some of the scenarios, I told sometime you may have to fetch a data. Right. We'll try to do this if condition using enumerate. First, we'll do that. Okay. Now, whatever you see on the top, without enumerator. Now, look at this. Enumerate of my string. So, what is enumerate? It is going to give the data, or it is going to give the output with index as well as letter. That's how it works. It is going to give index as well as letter. Okay. So, this is where you should put a little logic. Look at this. If x is equal to p print success, else print failure. So what you'll be thinking, you written a good set of statement. Okay. So when I run this code to, okay, spelling mistake, let me correct that. Enumerate. When I run this code, everything falls under a failure. Right now you'll be having a doubt why everything got into a failure mode. It's very obvious, right? It shouldn't be fall under a this statement, but it is everything is falling under else statement. Why? I made a mistake. What mistake? I know that now the for loop is not a normal for loop. It's not a straightforward for loop, right? Now this for loop is actually having a enumerate. Enumerate means what? X will carry two different data. Okay. So what you should always do now, guys, whenever you come across enumerate, you should always use two set of a character variables x comma y. X is to carry all the index value and y is to carry all the letters. So now what you supposed to do? You supposed to check the condition of a letter as per line number 59, which variable is going to hold all the letters, variable y. So what you have to do? You have to check the variable y. If at all you want to do some if condition based upon the letters, you should use y. Okay. Now there you see there are some print success getting printed in between. So that's how you should be very careful when you use the enumerate. And I told you there are cases where you may have to do index based manipulation, right? Let us see that as well. Now x, okay, now if they give you the condition like you want to print the letter which is of even number, then what you should do, this is the condition. Usually when you modulus this number by 2 and the remainder is 0, obviously that is what the even number. So just for the better understanding, this is common, guys. Whenever you modulus any number by 2 and if you assign that to a 0, if that means if the condition is 0 or for the specific number, that is even number. So function fi means you can see all the even number is getting success, 0 success, 2 success, 4 success. That's how you can use this kind of a condition. Okay. Right, this is how you can use for loop on a different ways.